Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is an update on Rune. Now there's a couple things that can be going on here. I was stopped out of my trade in profit today, right at that high I mentioned in the last video, and currently sidelined, not in a correction at all. I really need to see what's happening here, what sort of wave pattern we get before I make my next move. The first consideration is we could still be getting that extension as a 1-2-1-2, but I expect this correction to take a little more time, something like this, like the first 1-2, not so aggressive of a sell-off. So how that could pan out is we have 3 down, we could get 3 up, come pretty high, maybe make a flat right to the 50 to the 618 of this second 1-2 proposed. But I need to see that fill out before we can get a higher probability entry, get some clarity of what's going on. The alternative is we're making that A. We had an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a B wave, and we're making a flat correction. I'd expect the high probability area here of the 1-to-1. Have to check on linear which one's closer. 153.4 on log, 161.1. That would be the closer of the two targets I would expect to hit. If that were the case, and that would look like this, that would be an A, B, C. So I'll put that up as our alternative, which could very quickly become the primary. It all depends what sort of wave pattern we get right in here. So those are the two main things I'm looking at. What I don't like about that is if this was a 1-2, 1-2, I don't like that we came to the 1-to-1 extension of the 1 off the 2. Usually expect a little bit smaller for the second one too. Again, just a guideline, but it's one thing I don't like about it, which leads me to consider that this could be a B wave altogether and we get that C wave down. Now again, I'm not in this trade currently. What I'm waiting to see is if this ABC is done for our fourth wave down on the micro on the 15. As you can see, we're right in that area. We'd expect a fourth between the 382 and the 50 of the third wave. So I want to see if we make our last wave down. We've already had a bit of an extension on our third. You can see I have it as a 1-2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for our third. Fourth wave up, looking to just make a slightly lower low or double bottom for our fifth. If we do get that, again, not trading this at the moment, this would be a high probability entry as long as we get this move down. We take our 3-wave correction between the 50 and the 618. I'd short at the 382, the 50, and the 618, a third at each position. And then I would expect this to be the first wave down in that 5-wave pattern. So 1-2. Alternatively, if we're correcting more so to the upside, I'd expect to at least get a C wave down. And that would be the 1-to-1 extension of our wave 1 off our 2 for our C wave, our A, B, C. Because there's only a couple different patterns that can start with 5 waves, and that's an impulse or a zigzag. In some cases, leading diagonals, but there's only a few patterns that can start with 5 waves. That's why when we see 5 waves, we really want to get the next move. So that's what I'm looking for on Rune. Alternatively, if we're getting that more corrective move where potentially the 1-2-1-2 setup, I'd expect us to come up and then come back in 5, something like this. Come up way higher, overlap with the 1 would be ideal. But we're going to have to wait and see what we get on this. I'm looking for this trade to the downside. I want that to finish and then get a bit of a retracement. But currently waiting and seeing on Rune. If you want to see my updates, make sure to subscribe. I'm tracking a lot of things because there's a lot of volatility currently today. All right, guys, thanks for watching.